Hey everyone, it's your girl Elke, aka the Stallion. First of all, welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video. I'm very excited. A little bit uncomfortable, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. And the reason I started my channel, well, number one, YouTube is everything. And number two, after meeting my good friend Dame Drops, who I'm sure a lot of you guys know from YouTube, who is a YouTube icon, a food critic, one of the funniest people I know. And after talking to him for, a few months now, and him finally convincing me to do a channel, here I am today, doing my first video. Just kind of like talking about me and introducing myself to whomever don't know about me, don't know who Elke is. Of course, you can always Google me, Elke the Stallion, and see what I'm about. And the reason I created this channel is because I want to show what is behind Elke, behind the looks, behind the curves, just more than, a look, just more than a face, more than a body, and interact with my fans. Of course, you guys can ask me questions, check out all my other sites, interact with me, and just, enjoy my channel, enjoy my everyday life, behind the scenes. I also want to do different interviews and talk to different people and just have fun with it. And, bring the people more than just my pictures, which there's thousands of pictures of me on the internet. And I feel like just doing more and just having more fun. But first of all, for anyone that doesn't know about me, doesn't know who Elke is, Elke is my real name, and it's German. It means the noble, and I don't know, my mom thought it was cute, short and simple, Elke. I used to hate that name when I was younger, but now I like it because nobody has it. So, it's different. You can pronounce it Elke or you can pronounce it Elke. Either or is fine with me. Just don't say Elk. I hate when people say Elk because there's an E at the end. So please pronounce the E. And the stallion part was given to me basically by the industry when I first started working. My first video was the Outkast video, I Like the Way You Move, and on set people just kept calling me Stallion because, because of my build. I guess my voluptuous, curvy, muscular build, and I kind of stuck with it, and I just used it and ran with it, but I didn't create it, so I can't take the credit. And I was born and raised in Germany. I was born in East Germany during, when it still was communist. And I was raised in West Germany, Frankfurt. Before the wall came down, my parents and I escaped. And we lived in a home for refugees for about 6 months before my dad found a job. And we moved to Frankfurt into a little apartment. And, that's basically where I was raised. Poor. We didn't have anything. And my dad, my mom both worked very hard. So I was a key kid, meaning I had a key around my neck. And I had to basically, make sure that me and my sister was good. We took care of ourselves while my parents were at work all day long, which is fine because it taught me to be very independent. When I was 18, I moved out to Frankfurt, into my own apartment, and I worked at nightclubs. I was a hostess. I worked as a waitress. And of course, I went to college. I graduated as a bilingual secretary. And then I moved to Costa Rica. I always wanted to travel. I love traveling. I love different countries. And I love Germany, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't want to live there anymore. I felt like, I want to explore the world and have fun. So that's what I did. I moved to Costa Rica. My parents actually had moved to Costa Rica 2 years prior when I was 17, and I decided to go and visit them. And I ended up staying for a year, about a year and a half, and I learned Spanish, even though it's not that good. I can still speak some Spanish. And after meeting an ex-boyfriend who lived in California, in LA, I moved to LA with him. I met him out there, and, we connected, we clicked, and he said, hey, I want you to move with me to California. And it was kind of like, I don't know, destiny or meant to be. And I was like, okay, let's go. I had nothing to lose because, like I said, I was traveling, living out of suitcases. And I moved to California, to Orange County. And that's where I've been ever since. I haven't moved anywhere else since then. I mean, I traveled all over the United States, but I just been living in California, in LA. And I started dancing, of course, like so many other video models have in the past, because, if you have the body, if you have the goods, and you know how to move, and you want to have fun, make yourself some money, why not start dancing? And I started going to my first auditions for music videos, acting, because it kind of like comes with the environment, living in the United States, living in California, living in Hollywood. Entertainment industry is big, so you start going to auditions, and that's how I started my first video for Outkast. I Like the Way You Move. And from then on, it was just kind of like history. I had worked with a friend of mine who builds websites, so he started building my first website, which was ElkeTheStallion.com, and I had it for a long time. I think I had that site for maybe 10 years, and I just kept shooting and shooting and shooting more pictures and new pictures, and then my pictures were all over the internet. And, back in the MySpace days, I was already known. I had 2 MySpace pages at the time with over 100,000 friends on each page. So way back before Instagram, before Snapchat, before all the other social media, I was already popping, basically. So, yay me. I'm going to take that credit. And I just love the entertainment industry. I love having fun. I love doing music videos. I love shooting. I love doing photo shoots and going to auditions. And it was kind of like my thing. And that's how I blossomed and was very well known on the internet by a lot of people and started my career. But as I go on and record more videos, of course, I'm going to let you guys know more about me, get more into detail. And of course, I would love for you guys to send me your questions on Twitter. Send me your questions. Anything you want to ask me, anything you want to know about me. Very interested to hear what you guys want to ask me. And I try to answer as many questions, of course, as I can. And yeah, that's it. Let's get started. Don't forget, subscribe. Thumbs up. Thumbs up are always good. We don't like thumbs down. Thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And I'm going to put all my links on the bottom. All my websites, my social media, so you guys can follow me and, check out all my other websites. Of course, I'm going to keep the sexy going on my Connect Pal. That will never stop. So you can subscribe to that. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Of course, I had to give you a little body. Bye-bye.